Hello everyone. It's Khaled. Welcome to today's daily pitch, 27 of April 2026. Let's dive into the latest economic events, technicals, and see what's moving the markets. We will start with our economic calendar as usual. For today, we don't have any major economic data, but during the week we have several central banks meetings and decisions. And of course, this week will be very important. Let's have a look. Let's make our analysis and see what possible scenarios we could have. Okay, guys, so looking at our economic calendar, let's have a look for this week. One of the major central banks meeting we have is the Feds. Before that, we have a meeting for Bank of Japan, which is expected to keep interest rates the same at 0.75%. And if you know regarding the Bank of Japan, they are one of the hardest central banks that gives you forward guidance. Usually the central bank is hard to predict, but what we can see for now is that they are keeping interest rates with no change, at least for the upcoming meeting. Moving on during the week, this is for Tuesday. For Wednesday, of course, we have the interest rates for the US. The interest rates are expected to stay the same with no change. What will be more important to see what we will have as a forward guidance, and keep in mind as well that it will be the last, most probably, the last FOMC meeting where Jerome Powell is the Fed chair. Probably the next meeting or later on it will be Kevin Walsh. For Thursday, we have the Bank of England, which is as well expected to keep interest rates the same. For the Bank of England, the expectations that all 9 members will be voting for the interest rates with no change. We will see if some of them are more hawkish. Maybe some of them will be looking for a hike, and what forward guidance we could get. And finally, as well, we have the European interest rates. All of them are expected to keep interest rates the same. Most probably, and the highest probability, they will keep interest rates with no change because there is still uncertainty in the markets. The central banks are just looking to see what is the potential impact of the escalations that took place in the Middle East. Let's move on to the charts and have a look of what is going on. To be honest, the market impact is relatively muted. A lot of participants are just waiting, not taking any step, waiting to see any clarification regarding the geopolitical tensions or regarding the central banks, what forward guidance they could give us. The dollar index, we can see that it rejected almost the 99 and currently at the 98. No major movement, consolidation. Treasury yields still consolidating at the 4.3 to 4.4, and even the VIX, almost since beginning of April, since almost 3 weeks, we can see that the VIX is just fluctuating here. We are hearing several headlines, some of them related that we will have escalations, while the other we hear headlines that we will have a deal. So that's why we can see the market is jumping between optimism and fear. Today we will start with Let's start for today with the US equities, have a general look and see which of them has the best price action. During our last analysis, we said that the US 30, even if it will retest the 49,900 or slightly higher, I will be looking for a rejection and then a movement down. And this what actually happened. We moved to this level, broke a little bit higher, and if we zoom in a little bit to the lower time frame, let's look at the 15-minute time frame. You can see that the candles didn't have enough momentum to break higher. So technically speaking, we had a double top, we started breaking, and then we retested our next area of interest, which is here around the 49,000. Currently we are in the middle of the range, so personally the price action, the trade ideas are still the same for me. A retest of this level, we could be moving higher, or in case we have the fundamentals for the US 30 to break higher, I will be looking for my next area of interest, which is the 50,500. So no change for the trade ideas for the US 30. Looking at the Nasdaq, very interesting. Nasdaq is breaking into new all-time high. Remember that we had some company earnings. They were better than expected, optimistic. In addition to the optimism in the markets, they are looking for a deal between the US and Iran, so we are breaking higher. To be objectively speaking, I will not trade Nasdaq whenever it is at a new all-time high, or any asset pair or asset class. So personally, what I would like to see, I would like to see that even if price will retest the 26,600, if I see a rejection here, then I will take the following price action. I will be looking for this following price action. But in case we are breaking higher, I will keep away from it, because you will never know where price will react and what will be the next movement. So the following price action, I will be looking in case we will see a rejection at this level, and then a retest once again to the 26,600, a rejection, we will be moving higher. Otherwise, this trade idea is still the same. For the S&P 500, S&P 500 didn't reject at this level. It just broke higher, retested several times the 7,100, and then moved up to the 7,200, which is a psychological level we marked together, and we saw a reaction. So currently the trade ideas are the following. Scenario number one, if in case we see price just rejecting here, consolidating, I will be looking for the following price action. In case we are able to break lower, I will move this one here and this one here, because the same trade ideas and level are still to me. So in case we see price breaking, consolidating the 7,200, I will be looking my next area of interest, 7,100. With additional bearish momentum, in case we have intraday candles closing lower, my next area I would like to see the 6,800. That's it for the US equities, nothing complicated. Keep in mind that, as I mentioned, a lot of central banks are having meetings this week, so we could see some calm markets and then some volatility after the meetings. Let's have a look at the Brent and see what is going on with oil. During our last analysis on oil, we were here, the market closed lower, it gapped up and then reacted, moved higher. The price action on oil right now is not the best for me personally. You can see that we are having gaps, price movement up, price movement down. So if you want to ask me, I will have a couple of areas of interest I will be looking for. Other than that, I will be away from it. Even on gold as well, not the best price action. We will be moving on later to gold and see what is happening. Scenario number one on Brent, if price retests the 98 once again, rejects, I will be looking like this with the first area at the 102, and in case we have additional bullish momentum, the next area will be the 107 once again. The next scenario, what if we have a bearish momentum and we are able to break below the 98? Breaking below the 98, my next target I will be looking for is the 93.7, and with additional bearish momentum we could be testing these lows at the 87. But personally, I would like to see the following price action: simple, a retest of the 98.5 and then movement up to the first area 102 and then to the 107. Finally guys, let's move on to gold, see what is the price action, what is going on, and what potential trade ideas we could have. Before we give our trade ideas, if you like our content, don't forget to leave us a like, follow and subscribe. And if you want us to analyze any currency pair, you can type for us in the comment section. Looking at gold price action, it is a messy price action. We all want to see gold trending like this, but unfortunately we are just consolidating, candle having a wicks up, wick down, so not the best price action on gold. Yes, it is boring. Gold is not the best price in the secondary phase of market structure with no clear direction. So let's delete these, adjust our areas of interest, and see what we could have. Looking at price, I will be marking these two zones, and I will be just putting a couple of areas of interest because we don't want to get lost with all the consolidation taking place here. Scenario number one, I would like to see price retesting the 4,770, even a little bit higher to the 80, then rejecting, and I will be looking for the following price action. This is the first scenario. My next scenario, if we have continuation bearish momentum, breaking below the 4,660, a retest. My next target will be these candle lows here at the 5,090, or even, to be honest, I would go to the 4,600 flat. And the final scenario for me on gold is the following: a price breaking above these candle highs. Let's do it like this. So in case I see a bullish momentum and candles, intraday candles closing above the 4,770, the next candle retesting, I will be looking for a next target of 4,860. But it's very important to keep in mind these candle highs here. So I want to see a break like this, retest, and then additional break like this. These are the areas of interest I will be looking on for gold. Of course, if you compare the price action that we were seeing here, and even this drop compared to the consolidation we are in now, it is not the best price action. That's why minimize your areas of interest, put price alerts, and don't keep watching the charts because you don't want to be lost in the noise. These are the areas of interest for me. These are the scenarios, and it's okay if you have a day, 2, or couple of days where you are not trading because you don't see any good setup. So guys, that's it for our episode for today. Hopefully you liked it, and we will see you soon. Thank you so much for joining.